Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Repel, and today we are having battle number 99 against opponent Silly. I fought Silly once, and I'm just gonna fight her again because I love rematches, I love second chances, and I just love Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battles. Now take a good look at Silly's team. She's packing the Zygarde, Vapreon, Delphox, Darkrai, Xerneas, and yes, you have not guessed wrong. It's motherfucking Hoopa, and not just any Hoopa. It's Hoopa alternate form. I've never fought Hoopa. I don't even know how they work, and this battle will showcase how stupid I am fighting against Hoopa. On my team, I got my boring ass team. I got the Rotom-M, the Espeon, the Landorus, the Chandelure, the Sharpedo, and Hitmontop. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on to it. I'm really frightened, guys. This is my first time fighting against Hoopa. Honestly, I don't even know how Silly got her hands on a Hoopa. I don't even know how to get a Hoopa myself. Right off the bat, here comes the Xerneas. I'm really fearing the Geomancy, so I'm gonna use Trick and trick him, and hopefully she'll get locked with Choice Scarf with Geomancy. But turns out she actually just went for the Horn Leech. And on the other hand, I got myself a Pixie Plate. Very useless on my part, but at least, hey, she stuck onto a Horn Leech, so that's pretty darn sweet, right? I'm gonna go Volt Switch now, expecting her to maybe go into Delphox or something, but turns out she plays a very nice play here and goes into the Zygarde, which obviously eats up a Volt Switch. So I'm like, alright, well, I don't want to get hit by, I don't know, a Sludge Wave, so I'm gonna go into Landorus. And not to mention, Landorus can drop his attack, so even if he wants to go for like an Outrage, that's fine. Turns out he went straight for the Stone Edge. That's awesome. It's not Stab. I dropped his attack one stage, so yeah, it's gonna do not too much. Here she is gonna withdraw and get the fuck out of here, and she's gonna go into Vapreon named Lavender. Very nice name, since I love shiny Vapreon, but that gives me a free opportunity to go for Stealth Rocks. Silly obviously does not have a Defogger nor a Rapid Spinner, which is a really important part, guys. I honestly encourage all of you guys to have a Rapid Spinner or a Defogger, because as you'll see, Stealth Rocks will play a huge part in this game. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't want to get hit by a Surf or Scald or Hydro Pump. Turns out she does go for that water attack, and of course Rotom takes it really darn well. Now I don't want to go for the same thing twice and go for a Volt Switch. I could overpredict and hope that maybe the Delphox does come, and in fact the Delphox does come. So actually I probably could have just went for a Trick or even a Thunderbolt, which Delphox would not appreciate. Instead, I just went for a Leaf Storm, fearing the Zygarde will come out yet again, but hey, it still does a decent amount. You know, Leaf Storm hits like a fucking truck. And Rotom Cut still has pretty high special attack. Honestly, I really love Rotom Cut. I think I like Rotom Cut perhaps even more than Rotom Wash. I grabbed that Flash Fire, which is sweet, so nothing in this team will appreciate a Fire Blast, even the Vaporeon. But to my surprise, she brings up the Darkrai, which is not too surprising. She probably expected me to go for a Shadow Ball on the Delphox. But even so, I did not, and I went straight for my Flash Fire, Fire Blast, and that will nicely take out Darkrai. Darkrai is literally paper thin. Here comes the Vaporeon, and even though I have Flash Fire, even though my fire attacks were boosted, I don't think I can kill. So I'm going to get out here, expecting another water attack. I'm going to go into Sharpedo. Now she goes with Acid Armor. So that's a very interesting set, so I'm really fearing perhaps this Vaporeon might know Toxic. So I'm just going to go for Protect, but before I do that, she is, matter of fact, going to go into Xerneas. Remember, the Xerneas has Choice Scarf now, and I know the Xerneas is going to go for a Moonblast, but just to be safe, I'm going to go for another Protect next turn to scout what my opponent is going to lock herself into. And as a matter of fact, she does lock herself into Moonblast. And on this occasion, I just happen to have, luckily, a Fire type. I don't have a Steel type, nor do I have a Poison type, but I do have a Fire type, and Fire Pokemon do resist Moonblasts. But she predicts that really damn nicely, and now here comes my fucking nightmare, Hoopa. I mean, look at that, it's fucking scary. I don't understand Hoopa's design, not that you need to. All you need to know is you need to be very afraid. I thought perhaps she's either gonna go for a Psychic move or a Dark move, so I bring out my Sharpedo, which is a Dark type, which absorbs this Hoopa's Dark move, but it still doesn't take it too well. Here I'm just gonna go for Protect because I want to grab that speed boost. But actually, this attack, Hyperspace, actually negates Protect. It fucking breaks my Protect. And I did not know that. This is what I was talking about, guys. Me being completely stupid. And down goes my Sharpedo, so that was a terrible play on my part. But my opponent did drop her defense twice. So I'm just going to hit him up with that U-turn. If she wants to switch out, that gives me switch priority. Keep in mind, Hoopa, I believe, is Dark and Psychic. At least the alternate form. So U-turn is 4 times super effective. So naturally, I do one-shot him. That's pretty darn sweet. It's really satisfying to one-shot, you know, her Darkrai and her Hoopa. I apologize, silly, for doing that, but it's really nice. Here comes the Zygarde. Obviously, I don't want to get hit by an Earthquake, nor do I want to get hit by a Stone Edge. So I'm like, peace out. I don't really have anything for the Zygarde anyways. Drop his attack, whatever he wants to dish out at me. Keep in mind, I do have my Hitmontop, which will also nicely eat up a Stone Edge. But I'm just like, you know, Landorus is Landorus. I haven't really shown my Hitmontop just yet, so I was like, you know, maybe I'll just save it for later. Gonna go for U-turn, expecting her to switch out, but, you know, I guess it's pretty predictable. I've been using U-turn quite a lot in this battle, so. Hey, I mean, why wouldn't you? If you have a U-turner, you would do the same damn thing. Here comes my Hitmontop. I'm going to drop his attack twice. So even if my opponent does go for a Coil, she is still at -1 attack. And I know perhaps the Xerneas is coming, but I don't really care. I'm just going to hit him up with that close combat. It's my strongest attack. I don't have, you know, a bullet punch or anything. So actually, my best bet is just go straight for the close combat. Do as much as I can, honestly. It does all right amount, does like, you know, 20%, that's fine. And yes, he is Scarfed, and you know, I'm really fearing that Moonblast, so I'm going to go into Chandelure now to eat up the Moonblast. He goes for a Moonblast. Keep in mind, this is Xerneas. Xerneas still hits like a truck, and yeah, Silly's Xerneas does hit like a fucking truck. And she is Choice Scarfed. You know, being locked in Choice Scarf is good and it's bad. Because naturally, even my Choice Scarfed Chandelure will not outspeed the Xerneas. So that was poorly miscalculated on my part. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. You know, I got Xerneas to this low amount of health, so. Now, I know for a fact Landorus can live one Moonblast. Not very well, but he can live it, and I can just hit him up with that Earthquake. Silly does not have any Flying type, nor Levitators. So nothing in her team will appreciate an Earthquake. Even this Vapreon. Vapreon obviously just got hit by Rock's damage, and with Rock's damage, it's just sadly enough to finish it off, so. Sadly on her part. Pretty happily on my part, but yeah, nonetheless. Now, I believe my opponent has the Delphox, Xerneas, and Zygarde. And this Delphox is going to come out, but it will still get outsped by my Landorus. Super effective Earthquake. Like I mentioned, nothing in her team resists ground types. So I'm just, you know, free to dish out Earthquakes one by one. Now she's going to sound like the Zygarde. That's great and all. See, this is what I was talking about Stealth Rocks. Silly has been switching out a lot, which is great. However, you know, with Rock's damage, it's basically very favorable on my part because she's just getting hurt by Stealth Rock's damage. I'm going to go for U-turn, actually. I thought perhaps Landorus could stay in and kill, but I was just like, why the hell should I? I want to save my Landorus simply because Landorus has that Intimidate. So I'm going to bring out my Hitmontop finally, right? And even though this Zygarde is a mixed attacker, it still eats up Dragon Pulses and Sludge Wave incredibly well. And I'm just going to finish off Zygarde with a close combat. So I really love Hitmontop. It's one of my favorite Hitmons, honestly. I prefer it so much more than Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Don't get me wrong, guys, I really love Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, but something about Hitmontop. And his design is just so hilarious. Now, he is Choice Scarf. There's nothing I can really do except go for Mach Punch. Again, I don't have Bullet Punch, I have Mach Punch. And that's not going to do jack shit. Surprisingly, she doesn't go for Moonblast. Maybe she wants to do something different. I mean, not to mention, this is her last Pokemon. Again, I want to save my Hitmontop, and I'm just going to go into my Landorus. And I'm going to drop her attack. I'm trying to see how, well I can actually take the Outrage. Surprisingly, I take the Outrage pretty damn well. I honestly underestimate Landorus. Landorus can be really damn good in terms of defenses. So she is locked into Outrage 3 times, because sometimes you are locked into Outrage 2 times, sometimes it's 3 times, but hey, this time is 3 times, and I'm just going to finish off the Landorus with another Earthquake coming from Landorus. Landorus pulling all kinds of work in this battle, but yeah, nonetheless, this was a really amazing battle. Honestly, I can't thank Silly enough for introducing Hoopa in this team. It's really refreshing, honestly, to fight really scary threats like Hoopa, so give a huge thumbs up for Silly. And if you guys like this battle, be sure to leave a like and make sure to comment and subscribe. Thank you all for watching.